Good day, everybody. I hope you're doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me here live. And if you're watching the replay, please give me just a little shout out below that you saw the replay. I would love to know basically kind of when you all are showing up, and it helps me be able to know what messages you like as well. So again, thanks to everybody who's watching live. I really appreciate it. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic dietitian and attuned eating expert. And I want to talk about I don't know how to say this, but like sometimes the best thing we can ever do when we are trying to help ourselves on this journey for attuned eating and peace with our bodies is to do the thing that we definitely just feel like I can't do that. And so we call that opposite action. So for example, if your brain is saying, oh, I don't know, that's probably too much food, I don't know if I need that. The next thought we want to be having is, oh, so I'm hearing lots of shoulds and needs. I probably need to do the opposite. So that's just one quick example. I share this because there are so many instances where we do know deep down, either mentally, emotionally, or deep in our soul, what we need to do. And the confusion sometimes is there's a wrestling match between the part of us that is this competent adult who knows what to do and the part that it's scared. Sometimes it feels like it's the part that wants to rebel, or feels like it's being controlled, or this is the only way we can kind of have our say or do what we want to do, but it may be not life affirming, So there may be a very good reason to feel afraid. That's understandable. There may be a really good reason to screw this. I don't want to eat more. I don't want to eat less. I don't want to take my vitamins. I don't want to go to bed. All the things. Even... for me, for example, I sit most of my day working, and I know as I'm sitting, and there's a point in the day where my hips start to feel tight, and I can just override that and say, I've got this one last thing to do. It's really important, and sometimes I do that. But a lot of times I'm like, okay, I know these things that I need to get done feel really important, but my body is also really speaking. And, basically I have to lean into that fear, like what is so big and bad that I can't take 5 minutes to stretch, or go outside and play with the dog, or take a little walk, or whatever I need to do to attune and take care of this body. What am I either fighting, or what's the mental thing that's so scary, and I just probably need to do the thing that feels scary, which is take the 5 minutes. And I find out long run, obviously I'm more productive. I just take the time that my body's asking for. So that's why I want to encourage you. This is not going to be a long video today, but just encourage you, if there is a thing that you kind of know you need to do, but there's fear, or there's like you can feel your heels digging in, that sometimes we want to unpack that, and we want to know the function of it, and that's really important. But other times we really just need to do the opposite, honestly, which is get up and eat the meal. Take a break from your meal so you get more clarity about your fullness. Really honor that your body's tired, but your brain's screaming that you can't possibly take time to stretch, but stretch anyway. Or it might feel hard, it feels so hard to do XYZ that we know that's life affirming. And sometimes we do it anyway. And that doesn't mean that this was a big struggle I had, was I kind of knew what I needed to do for myself, but it still felt very controlling in some way. But really what I was rebelling against is it felt like it was another thing I had to do, or it was more responsibility. And I just felt like I had been so over responsible and doing the right thing, I felt like, for so much of my life, that I kind of rebelled against doing the things that would make me feel better for a while. And I know we all go through those periods, and that's okay. But just recognize that sometimes if you can say, oh, I know that this feels like a burden. Let's say, for me, taking my vitamins that I needed to take or whatever. It's, I know that feels like a responsibility, and it feels like one more thing to do, but it's not those times anymore where you're doing it because you feel like you're being a good girl. It's I just know that right now, these things benefit me. And you're just really having that compassionate but truthful conversation with yourself, and that's part of opposite action. So anyway, if you all have any experiences of this, like I'm discussing, I'd love to hear about it below, of places where it's I know what I need to do, but there's fear, there's rebellion, there's fear of letting my thing go. If you don't want to discuss that live, no problem. You can let me know about it in another venue if you like. You can message me. But it's really important for other people to know, like, we all do these things, and opposite action is sometimes the best course of action. There's a time for talking and relating and unpacking and decoding, and then there's a time sometimes for just I know it needs to be done. I know why I'm doing it or not doing it, and it's time to take a risk. If you need some help with taking some risk in relationship that feels safe, please let me know, and I'm here to help. So thank you all so very much. And if you haven't gotten my new tool that I created about bringing some regulation into these hard circumstances, make sure you get it below. I'm going to post it below. Make sure you get that so you know have another tool set, to be able to use when the emotion's really big, you're trying to do these opposite action things, and it feels like you're in this messy middle of like, oh, I don't know if I can tolerate this, and this is what this toolkit is for. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll talk real soon. Take care.